It's a home with we had about 3 minutes before we had. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. Well done. Not good things. I know. You had to have, I haven't got that. I never had one. I still drive. I one from farm. We got both roads. Yeah, it's not, yeah, I think, yeah. They like it. They know they love it. Oh, no, they don't care. They don't care. Thanks. You're right. No. Yeah. I don't see the budget. I have been overloaded. How about everything? So. We got you. Well, we got her right out. I don't like it. What's that? All right. I'm not. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our work session. And number one on the agenda is the ever ready. Always ready. Good afternoon. I just drove in and other than hitting the white car I parked next to, I did fine when I parked. Not really, but I had trouble in there and getting out of my car. So if I were looking at the women saw me squeeze and then I made it and I didn't hit the car. The reason I'm here is we have coming up. Y'all hear me okay? I have a good sound system. It doesn't backfeed into me. We have a fishing tournament coming up at the end of April, and it's on April the 24th and 25th, and it's a 2-day fishing tournament, which is really good for us because that means that all of the anglers coming will be staying a longer period of time, and we love that because that's how we're funded with lodging taxes. This particular tournament will be fishing on Pickwick out of Riverfront Park, and their host hotel will be the Clarion, which is in Sheffield. And all of the fishing tournaments that we sponsor in Colbert County, if we're a part of it, it always goes out of Riverfront. Sometimes it will fish between Wilson and Pickwick, but this particular one is just going to be on Pickwick. The one thing, and we met with the mayor and also with Ethan on Friday, I, as well as the tournament director, met with them to make sure with them that it was okay. They want to do the weigh-in in downtown Sheffield. So the mayor and Ethan were both thought that was a great idea because it gets people in downtown Sheffield eating, and that would be on the Friday and Saturday, April the 24th and 25th. There will be a lot of people here. Shane, the tournament director, thinks there might be as many as 800 or 900 people, which is a little scary, that come out to it, and probably as many as 400 kids that are fishing in it. It's a youth tournament. It's called Bass Tactics Alabama, and it's kids from kindergarten through 12th grade from all over the Southeast. A lot will be from Alabama, but there will be some from all the southeastern states. We have prepared a press release that will be going out tomorrow. And I did leave a copy with Lisa for all of y'all to get a copy. And there's a quote from the mayor, a quote from me, a quote from Shane. And we'll be sending pictures of a fishing tournament that they had last year here, of that same tournament, some pictures with it. So you'll see it around and about. And y'all may get some calls. We've directed all the calls to come to us. And of course, we need them to call City Hall or the mayor or Ethan or any of y'all. We'll know to do that too. We don't do a lot. We don't host a lot of tournaments, but we always love to. It's just the money thing. It's really hard to have the money to pay for. This tournament is costing us $10,000. And then we have a few other things we have to do for the tournament, but they're not real costly. And so we'll be able to do it. Right now, we're looking for a place to have a dinner on Thursday night where we can feed 400 people. So do you think if we have to, we can build a building? Or maybe just a big canopy. Now, we'll be able to figure it out. Clarion can't have that many people in their ballroom, but we'll figure it out. I've got some thoughts. I didn't have much time today to check on it, but I'm going to start checking in the morning, see where we can manage to do that. We're really looking forward to having this tournament here. It'll be a big deal. There will be a lot of people who come out to see it, and I hope that all of you, of course, I hope will come for part of the time anyway for the weigh-in. The weigh-in starts at 3:00 each day. And it'll be downtown near the Not Elvis statue or the Tin Man, or I know it has several names, the statue anyway, right there in the mirror. And thank you to the mayor and to Ethan for being so positive. I know y'all want to. So. Anybody without seeing the press release, and Mayor, if you hate what we said, you said, just let Mary Ann know, because it won't go out till in the morning around 9. And so anybody want to ask any questions about it?
Yes. Did he get I haven't heard from him, and I've spoken to Chief Tate
Okay.
About the traffic flow and things like that. He was going to get a traffic flow map. Or did he send that to you? Yeah.
Shane,
Uh-huh.
he didn't. I talked to him this afternoon, but he didn't mention that because he doesn't need me to do that. Maybe call Miss Finch. She probably know how to do that. We just like to eat the fish.
Well, I'll contact him. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. And we want to do as much as we can do for. We've got a lot of folks coming in. He said, what, 140, 150 boats?
Yes. I think he said that even at a tournament he had recently, this is the state championship. So you're going to have more than you have at the regular tournament, one-day tournaments. But I think you said between 150 and 2 boats.
And then there's 2 participants plus a boat captain.
Plus a boat captain, which might be a family member or
and being kids, then there's families that'll be.
And then they'll bring their whole families.
Yeah.
So we should have a lot of good restaurant business in Sheffield during those 2 days. And when he's needing a dinner for all of them will be for the people fishing, and the boat captains will be on Thursday night. And the other times they'll be on their own teams. Should be a lot of good business. We love seeing all the kids fish. There's something about it. A lot of young people out there fishing and having a good time. Any questions?
No. Look forward to it. We'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah, downtown's very excited. Businesses are very excited for it. So it's a great opportunity.
If you need to talk to me or call me or ask me anything, once I get away, all you gotta do is just call me on my cell or call the office. I'm usually there. If not, I can be found pretty easily. Unless I'm at the Rattlesnake Saloon right there. Then we don't have any service down there. The mayor was calling me, said, "You didn't answer your phone." I said, "I didn't know until I got back." He said, "You don't get any service at the Rattlesnake." I guess, guess you're just having too much fun down there to get any phone service. Anyway, we got that worked out though. He got me late at night and took care of what he needed, and that worked out. So anyway, if you need to talk to me about anything, I'm always available, and I really appreciate y'all being a great counsel, working with us. So.
We were gonna reach out to
Shane,
every in every restaurant in town and to let them know what was going on, but we're
and you'll see
expecting this influx.
big social media push too. We'll stay on top of it, and of course we'll get something in the newspapers. And, we'll have some media out there that doesn't take pictures too. Some media come out for the weigh-in. But, if it's kids, a lot of times you can get media when you can't get them the other times. So we should have 1 or 2 TV stations that come out. So that's good. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you so much. That's great.
Y'all again. Thank you. Y'all all come out and watch the weigh-in, 3 o'clock each day. Between 4 and 2.
They're gonna have to do front corners and out there. Yeah.
That is cool.
Repair work on the air conditioning for Mike's. Who do we have to speak on that? Or who we have?
Right, because I'm a little confused. I thought that the Parks and Rec board would handle that.
I didn't know who to handle. I just know there are 2 or 3 issues going on with nobody in charge to handle them, and these are things that you're gonna end up fixing or replacing down the road anyway. I just need these air conditioning units that are already not running. That was the reason I called and asked about what to do about that one, because that's the only cooling up in the front of that building.
In the computer lab.
Yes.
Ronnie, can I ask you a question? Do you know how old that unit is?
About 6 or 7, 8 years maybe. Before we put it in.
I mean, I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying is
Yes, sir.
whenever they was still under control of our maintenance contracts and stuff, they were the ones that put it in.
So the choice is to repair and recharge the existing decking unit for $3,000 or replace the mini split. What would be the benefit of replacing with the mini split? I mean, what justifies the $1,600 extra dollars?
They just told me that they would do whichever one that we wanted to do is what he said. He said it, but he just didn't like the problems, and he said for $1,600 more, he just didn't want to tear it apart and get that deep into it, without, and then send you a bill for $3,000 when you could have got a new one for 40 something hundred. Yeah, he just wanted to make sure what to do first.
Was it under warranty or is there
No,
a pass that?
no, it's
7, 8? Okay.
Now I'm gonna ask you, and I won't mean to put you on the spot, because you know more about it than I do. What is your opinion on replacing it? Or would you keep repairing it? My thing is, I'm one of these, I don't like throwing money
out the window if I know I won't be throwing more money at it.
Well, the big issue they would have to do to begin with is find, it's a freon leak is the
Oh, never mind.
the
You
main
answered that question.
issue of the problem. And he told me that, he said that he wasn't sure that they even made those that, of course, use that brand of Freon or that stage of Freon anymore.
So it's a freon leak is what the problem is.
Number one, yeah.
And then mine, well, place. If you're just throwing more money there for bad money on something like that.
I've worked on enough stuff like that to know if you fix a leak here, it moves the leak somewhere else. Sometime you fool with something.
I did air conditioning work for years. I don't know. $1,600 difference. I mean, you're going, more than likely, we're going to end up
They're gonna be back
out there, we're going to spend more money.
I mean, some of the bigger stuff that we've got that's going bad at the rec center, I would say repair that stuff. But this,
Yes,
for that kind of money, I would say I think it would be best to just replace it. But I guess that's easier said.
First of all, I appreciate you being here and answering. Thank you.
Any more questions? That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody tried to explain it.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. I don't, you didn't know what's the problem.
So would this be? Is this going to be out of our budget or their $786,000?
That's a good question.
The larger items are considered, like a capital budget, which we've never had a capital budget, honestly. I've been here 18 years, and we've never actually had one, but bigger ticket items, they bring to us, for y'all to approve. So this will be paid from our fixed asset account.
Yes, it's just using probably down.
Yes. Yeah, that's for everybody.
I mean, I'm just, that's just normal.
Yes,
It's same street department or whatever.
yes.
And
Curiosity.
And I want to mention this too. So we have, under the standard clarifications and exclusions, price is based on standard work week, excluding weekends and holidays. I understand that. But then price excludes any removal of lead, asbestos, or other contaminants. Do we expect this to be present?
I wouldn't,
Okay, I didn't know what kind of
no,
state.
I wouldn't think so.
Okay.
It was in there. I wondered why,
Yeah, see that mentioned there. I want to make
Yeah.
They're covering their butts.
That's just something they got in there to cover themselves with everybody or something. I don't know. I've never noticed that.
Okay.
No, that's,
Yeah.
that's on a brick wall on one side and the other wall's interior. So.
Cool.
Spray down. Anything else like that?
no mayor.
Okay. Now, the fun part. So. We want to look at introducing and regulating citywide ordinance regarding low speed vehicles. We didn't get, we didn't get it printed out. Yeah, we didn't get it printed out, but, now it's not an ordinance for tonight. It's basically starting the discussion, and it's, I had a very quick preliminary, discussion with, the chief this afternoon, but we got a lot more to consider as far as e-bikes and things like that. So there's quite a bit more that needs to be, talked about and worked on before we can go doing that. In a nutshell, it's, for lack of a better way, low speed vehicle is a street legal golf cart. Brake lights, blinkers, seat belts, side view mirrors, rear view mirrors. The necessity of a driver's license. We treat it just like a regular motor vehicle. Our city is, better suited for this type of thing, since every one of our districts, have residential road access to our downtown and our waterfront. So it'd be something that Florence would never be able to do it, Muscle Shoals would never be able to do it. Tuscumbia really couldn't do it much either because of the way their city's laid out. It wouldn't be, there would be no-go zones for these as far as Jackson Highway, most of Hatch Boulevard, as it goes in front of the DV, that side, Avalon, parts of Second Street, and things like that. Maybe even South Montgomery. But there's, everybody has residential road access to downtown from their district. So it's something to look at. We've got beach towns. The printout I was hoping we'd have, which we don't, is cited directly. We have Orange Beach, Alabama, that has an existing ordinance, and Ocean Springs, Mississippi has an existing ordinance. I was down there a few weeks ago, and it worked out really well, and you pretty much get just about anywhere you want to go on one of these things, and it seemed to work out real well for their downtown. And the folks that I had talked to, some of them was like, well, we had to use our car in 3 months. So they can go to the grocery store, they can go to the bank, they can get downtown, they can do whatever they want to do, and get around on these things. So it's something to consider. I just wanted to roll it down the hill. See, we've got, like I said, there's a lot more discussion with our police and on the regulation of these things, but we also have an ever increasing, it seems, problem with young people kind of abusing these things in some of our neighborhoods, and this would go a long way into hopefully putting a stop to some of that as well. And we put an official sticker on these things.
So what would the scope be of this? Is it be citywide?
Yes.
You can drive anywhere in the city of this. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious that, I mean, I just curious, yeah, driving through. Any safety concerns?
Well, always.
Just trying to think being out on Second Street or, you know.
Well, the thing is, it'd be, there's some state law that is mentioned. I think that some of that is up to our local ordinance, which we don't have a whole lot in the way of the local ordinance. There's certainly no regulation, I guess, outside of us, the state. Right now, we do have, I get calls, I don't know, half dozen times a week. Hey, there's kids riding down Hatch Boulevard, or there's, at night, we got kids riding around on these things. But to regulate those, I think would be, maybe we go a long way into that, but it's one more thing that the city of Sheffield could have that the other cities would not be able to.
Absolutely.
And in other parts of the state and other parts of the country, these, it's a viable mode of transportation that we're suited for because of the layout of our little town. And it's but something that's up for discussion, I'm sure. But this was basically just to introduce such a thing. And I saw it in action, and it worked out. I rode around for an entire weekend. One of these things. I made it to the beach, made it downtown, went out to eat, went to the grocery store, did a lot of things, did everything on one of these. And it was nice, it was convenient. And at no point, even riding down the road 35 miles an hour, it actually, the little thing I was on couldn't go more than 30 miles an hour, even though speed limit was 35. And regulated speed on those roads to an extent. And so it was worked out great. And at no point did I feel like my safety was in jeopardy or anything like that. And so it's, I think it's worth a discussion. One more thing that we'd be able to offer that our three neighbors would ever be able to consider. So on to the next. So we have a proposed downtown signage and design standards overlay district ordinance to include designated gateway corridors, which we didn't print out. Yeah. Yeah.
I think there was a little confusion if you wanted all of that, because there was, it was kind of lengthy, some of the stuff.
Yeah, documentation. Well, that's the actual ordinance. And now I believe in the actual ordinance, it does I had a cute little map and made it a little easier to understand as far as our corridors. So we have Second Street from the intersection of Hatch Boulevard, Woodward Avenue to the merger of First Street, which, you know, we're kind of familiar with all these anyway. These are our 10 main corridors that we're going to be starting to clean up anyway. So First Street from the point where Second Street merges into the downtown district, Hatch Boulevard and Jackson Highway, South Montgomery, Cox Boulevard, Avalon, South Jackson Highway, Sterling Boulevard, and South Atlanta and off Avalon up to Sixth. And so this ordinance, those are all viable entries into our downtown. And with the advent of things going on to our west, and by virtue of our cleanup efforts, which, by the way, we've gotten the funds, the check for the beast rig, and the beast rig has been ordered, and it is currently under construction as we speak, and will be well, it's the beast is coming, and but not to get off on that because I'll talk about that all night. It's but it is coming. But by virtue of all these things on this cleanup, we are going to we will attract new business. And right now, we have a sign ordinance. It's not very comprehensive, and this goes a long way into enhancing the visual character of the city, support that economic development and investment, promote pedestrian-friendly design, protect our property values, and prevent visual clutter and deterioration caused by unregulated signage. Any questions on that, you guys? And so this downtown signage design standard overlay district, ESOD, it's the downtown central business district and the city's designated entertainment district and designated gateway corridors as defined, which we just mentioned. And it opens up a very wide grace period for existing businesses that would start off in violation of this. It gives them quite a while to 36 months, as a matter of fact, to come into compliance. So a full 3 years for existing business. And, this also opens up the door. It doesn't commit the city to anything at this point, but it does open up the door for the city to engage in uh, an assistance program for, future site. Any questions? Lisa? And our attorney, and Keith's read over as well. Yeah. So on to the next item, which would be amendment to chapter 5, smoking in public places, to establish a regulated retail cigar shop and accessory lounge exception to our smoking ordinance. So we have a, I guess everybody's got varied opinions, but we have an extremely tight smoking ordinance citywide that was adopted, I think, in 2017, 2018. It's been a while. Early discussion. Yes. And as a matter of fact, I think it's the reason of the presence of metal detectors outside. Yeah. And so it was something that did get heated when it was enacted. And it is I guess with any other ordinance we have, it's probably the most comprehensive and far-reaching ordinance that we have on the city side. So to carve out a very tight window, because what this does, it does not affect smoking in restaurants. It does not affect most of that smoking ordinance. And there's a lot involved as far as the different sections of the existing ordinance. This would be strict 21 and over enforcement. The premises would be fully enclosed, zero shared HVAC or air handling service with any adjacent space. No smoke migration beyond the premises, and use is not located on any city-owned or public building, and in no restaurant or food service beyond incidental prepackaged items. And the business maintains a valid business license and all applicable permits, and smoking is limited strictly to cigars and pipe tobacco. And it would be not less than 70% of gross annual revenue derived from tobacco-related products or associated lounge use. So in other words, our convenience stores, grocery stores, and things like that that actually do sell cigars would not be part of this amendment. So this would be a true retail cigar shop that would require application materials at a minimum, a floor plan, HVAC and mechanical certification, proof of air separation from adjacent spaces, age restriction compliance materials with proper signage, and licensing documentation. And it would give us denial, suspension, revocation triggers at the city level and our police level. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Yes. Pretty straightforward. And city attorneys looked over that as well. Moving on. Thanks. Jumbled up, it's all right. Good. All right. And so that's the end of our work session agenda. Do we have, do any council people have anything they want to add, want to say? Okay. want to welcome our new rec department director. He's in the house. Thank you, Brad. And then, we won't make you get up and say anything. We'll wait.
Wait till the end.
We'll wait till the next one is official, then you got no choice.
I'll stand up silent for whatever you want to do, but.
We're glad to have you. Thanks, sir. And thanks for coming. You didn't have, All right, with that, we'll go ahead and call our regular meeting to order. Sorry. Okay. Okay, you review it. Let's go ahead.
Usually you go over it.
You may be seated.
That's it.
Roll over.
So our proclamations we read during the regular meeting. And then, so our ordinances tonight will be the ordinance number 2026-0406A and ordinance number 2026-0406B. The downtown signage and design standards overlay district, including designated gateway corridors and providing regulations governing signage within side district. And an ordinance amending chapter 5, smoking in public places of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Sheffield to create a limited and regulated exemption for retail cigar shops and accessory cigar lounges, to provide definitions, conditions, licensing requirements, enforcement authority, and penalties, and to provide for repealer, severability, codification, and an effective date. And resolutions to consider the appointment of Chris Reed to the Board of Adjustments to fill an unexpired term, consider the appointment of Will Wiggins to the Sheffield Beautification and Tree Board, consider the employment of Trevor Harrison and John Ballou as police officers, consider the employment of Matthew Carmack, Kevin Rios, Gabriel Maya as firefighters, consider the following expenses, which we talked about. The AC unit at the Michael Center, consider approval of the following expenses in the street department for Class A CDL permits. Consider approval of the 2025 memorandum participation in for GASB 75 report of the post-employment benefits valuation with Kavanaugh McDonald Consulting LLC. Consider approval of expenses for replacement motor kit for the Sheffield Library screen, and consider approval of expenses for the multimedia upgrade system, the Sheffield Library. And both of those expenses, it was both of those that were going to be split with the Friends of the Library. And is this amount that's on here, is that our half, or is that the total amount that we'd be splitting?
That's the total.
Okay, so ours would be half of that. Okay. On both of them.
Well, and where would those funds come from?
Out of, fixed,
What's that?
fixed assets.
Okay. So not our fund that we've been doing, okay.
Then, of course, which I already did, we'll have the Park and Recreation Board announces the employment of Mr. Thomas Phillips as the new Parks and Recreation Director starting Monday, April 20th, 2000.
Lisa, can I ask on point number 7, is there anything in particular we need to know about that point? I haven't read up on it too detailed, so.
Yeah, and I walked out and left my piece of paper because I wasn't here today. But the gas, I'm sorry.
I'm doing so well with it, but yeah, no, I appreciate it, Megan.
The Gatsby, 75, this is something that's state mandated that we have to do.
Okay.
So it's done every year. The full evaluation is done every 2 years. And then there's all of them. This one is, it's like $7,500 for the flat fee, and then it's $3 and something for each employee that we have in the insurance. We have listed on the insurance. I think our last one we paid was $8,300 and something dollars, but this is something we have to do. We don't have a choice.
Okay.
Now I can call for regular order.
You've been gone for a little bit, so read it down. Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Dear God, we come to you tonight with gratitude in our hearts, Lord. I thank you in this day after Easter. Thank you for so many blessings. I thank you for the people here, up here tonight on council. I thank you for the city employees. I thank you for the people in the audience and watching at home. God, we thank you for loving us no matter what, no matter all of our faults and our failures. You love us anyway with your grace and your mercy. Be with us tonight in this discussion. Guide us. In your name I pray. Amen.
We have a motion to adopt the agenda as amended. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Approval of the minutes from council meeting of March 16, 2026. Do I have a motion? Motion. A second.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. And we have two proclamations, one being the Fair Housing Month for April 2026, and one for the Child Abuse Prevention Month, also April 2026. So from the governing body of Sheffield, Alabama, proclamation, whereas the Fair Housing Act enacted on April 11, 1968, enshrined into federal law the goal of eliminating racial segregation and ending housing discrimination in the United States. And whereas the Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination in housing based on race, color, religion, sex, familial status, national origin, and disability, and commits recipients of federal funding to affirmatively further fair housing in their communities. And whereas the city of Sheffield is committed to the mission of intent of Congress to provide fair and equal housing opportunities for all. And whereas our social fabric, the economy, health, environment are strengthened in diverse, inclusive communities. And whereas more than 50 years after the passage of the Fair Housing Act, discrimination persists and many communities remain segregated. And whereas acts of housing discrimination and barriers to equal housing opportunity are repugnant to a common sense of decency and fairness. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the city of Sheffield does hereby declare the month of April 2026 as Fair Housing Month in the city of Sheffield as an inclusive community committed to fair housing and to promoting appropriate activities by private and public entities to provide and advocate for equal housing opportunities for all residents and prospective residents of the city of Sheffield. Do we have?
Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you very much, council members.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
From the governing body of the city of Sheffield, Alabama, proclamation, whereas children are our future and the strength and prosperity of Alabama depend upon their safety, well-being, and opportunity to thrive. And whereas all children deserve the comfort and stability of a safe, loving, and nurturing home with a family who empowers them to achieve their full potential. And whereas prevention is possible, and through strong policies, early intervention, and intentional investments, Alabama's families and children can thrive, fostering stability, resilience, and long-term well-being. And whereas a child's early experiences have profound and lasting psychological, emotional, and physical impacts throughout life. And whereas protecting children from trauma requires vigilance and engagement from all community members, educators, child care providers, medical professionals, law enforcement officials, faith leaders, business leaders, social workers, policymakers, and families. And whereas effective prevention efforts succeed through strong partnerships among public and private agencies, community and faith-based organizations, and dedicated professionals committed to strengthening families and supporting at-risk children. And whereas primary prevention initiatives, including early childhood home visiting programs, policies that promote economic stability and mobility, and community-based child abuse prevention efforts reduce the likelihood of abuse and neglect and help ensure children have the foundation for lifelong well-being. And whereas child abuse and neglect are preventable, now therefore I, Brian Van Devender, Mayor, do hereby proclaim April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the state of Alabama and urge all Alabamians to recognize that child abuse and neglect are preventable and that a healthy and prosperous Alabama depends upon strong families, supportive communities. Together, we can build a state invested in families. Every Alabama child lives a safe, purposeful, and happy life filled with hope for the future. Yeah.
You already said that as well. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Cool.
So. Where is setting? Yeah. What I do without you? So. No. Council member, so.
Somebody
just, and I'll motion.
Okay. And a second, which.
I'll make the motion.
I will vote.
Yeah, and you have a second?
Second.
Yeah.
All right. So Councilmember Hart Dargis moved that the rules be suspended and unanimous consent be given for the immediate consideration of and action on ordinance number 2026-0406A, an ordinance establishing the downtown signage and design standards overlay district, including designating gateway corridors and providing regulations governing signage within said district, which motion was seconded by Councilmember Constance Finch. Upon roll call, the following votes were recorded.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
The president of the board thereupon declared that the motion for unanimous consent for the immediate consideration of and action of the said ordinance will have been carried. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. Do we have a motion on the second?
I motion to suspend the rules for the smoking cigar ordinance.
We're not there
We
yet.
did that part.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, we've got to make a vote on this.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Hashtag first rules.
Suspend the rules.
Right.
Then we got to do another. Then we got to vote.
Last year.
Okay, I got you.
And everybody has to agree on it to pass it, or else it'll be a first reading, and we'll have to do it next time.
Okay. All in favor of the ordinance
We
establishing.
need to make a motion first. Okay, I make a motion to go, yeah.
Second. And. Brian. So Ethan
Mm-hmm.
made the motion. Art, second with. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same. Now on to number two. And Ethan's,
Yeah, I'll still make that motion to suspend the rules.
do you have a second? Do we have a second?
One second.
And upon roll call, the following votes are recorded. Ayes.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Yes. And yes. Okay. Do I have a motion for the ordinance 2026-0406B to be adopted?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same. Motion carries. Resolutions. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that Chris Reed be and is hereby appointed to the Board of Adjustments to fill the unexpired term of Kristen Van Deventer, which expires in October 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that Will Wiggins be and is hereby appointed to the Beautification and Tree Board to fill the unexpired term of Ethan Stokes, which expires in June 2027. Do I have a motion?
Can I vote? So moved. Thank you, Will.
Second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that Trevor Harrison and John Ballou be and are hereby employed as police officers of the Sheffield Police Department. Do I have a motion? So moved. Second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that Matthew Carmack, Kevin Rios, and Gabriel Maya be and are hereby employed as firefighters of the Sheffield Fire Department. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of. And did we decide on, we pretty much decided we wanted to replace it instead of trying to fix it? Probably. I guess the best choice is replace first. Actually. Right, $4,600 $60.
$4,652 and 40 cents.
That's what Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of $4,652.40 be and are hereby approved for repair, actually replace of the Daikin air conditioning unit at the Michael Center. Well, have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I'll say,
Who was first? Art?
I think all y'all did. John and Johnson. John and Johnson.
You let John know. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses for the following be and are hereby approved. Jeremy McGregory for Class A CDL permit in the amount of $42. Kyrie Jackson for Class A CDL permit in the amount of $67. And William Owens for Class A CDL permit in the amount of $67.50. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
second,
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that the 2025 memorandum of participation be and is hereby approved for GASB 75 report of the post-employment benefits, OPEB, valuation with Kavanaugh McDonald Consulting LLC. I have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of $979 be and are hereby approved for a replacement motor 38889 kit for daylight cosmopolitan screen for the Sheffield Library by Sutherland Sight and Sound. Do I have a motion?
To be split with Friends of the Library.
To be split 50-50 with Friends of the Library.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of $1,528 be and are hereby approved for a multimedia upgrade system for the Sheffield Public Library to be split with Friends of the Sheffield Library by Sutherland Sight and Sound. Do I have a motion? Motion. Second.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. And that brings us up to public speaking portion. Anybody have anything they would like to say? Mr. Kelsey.
Hello. First, I'd like to thank the council for participating in our Black History Month luncheon. To Dr. Stokes and Mr. Webb, we appreciate you all coming and joining, having lunch with us. It was a citywide free event, and we ended up giving over 125 plates out that day with the city coming out. We really do appreciate it. Second, we would like to thank Ms. Council Lady Constance Finch for the fruit and vegetable giveaway that was done in Sheffield about 2 weeks ago. I think it was well attended, and we want to say thank you to District 4 for doing that. Also, I'd like to say that we're getting ready to have a summer reading program at the Michael Center. It's citywide. It's open to all of our young kids, ages 5 through 18. And it'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting on June the 9th through July the 16th. So you'll hear more about that. And I'd like to welcome the new Park and Recreation Director. I'm looking forward to working with him on some things there at the Michael Center in District 4. thank you to the council, and welcome back, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Are you gonna, will you send us something about the reading program?
I will. We're in the process of putting it all together.
Okay.
That's it.
Anybody else? Mr. Cooney?
I'm good.
Snuck in.
I'm sure he needs to sit real quiet.
Lisa? No? Megan? No? Not yet. Not yet. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it. Anybody else?
I'll announce it again, next meeting, but just, to remind everybody on May the 9th, we've got our first ever Porch Fest, and we are so excited about it. The City of Sheffield, we got a lot of, people working really hard, have 30+ bands, including Keith's band, that will be there, from 3 to 8 p.m., I believe is the hour, so hope to see everybody out there. So should be fun. So,
And that's Montgomery Avenue.
yes.
Over here. On that forensic audit, I was talking about the reg. That night. Okay. The forensic audit I was talking about last time about the reg. I still think that's a good idea with the new guy coming in, that he starts with a clean slate. I mean, if I was coming into that job, I'd want to know it meets every amount, that I would have a clean, I know exactly what I'm starting with.
Mr. Webb,
Yes, ma'am.
again, I
I know.
will tell you that account is balanced out every month.
I understand, just
It's
like my
balanced
check.
out, and we have an audit that's right now in place. That would be spending city funds for something that's already being done.
I've been asking the question, I just haven't answered to yet, and I'm not gonna bring it up here, but that's what I'm saying, something, it just to me would be a smart move. I know what you're saying, but that's just like me doing my
We
check.
have an audit. And every penny that's spent at that rec is accounted for every month. It comes in our office.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying, to me, it would seem like a very good idea, but that's just my opinion, if I. Okay. I'm good.
Anybody else? No? Hearing none. That's it. Thank you all for coming.
Sharon. Motion to adjourn.
I'm thinking that. Oh, wow. Well, I say I got another. So, I got the oxygen over here. He's got sons. Yeah, they're talking about. I think it's kind of go. Yeah, another.
That's a lot of movement. Coming up steps, I couldn't walk up the steps. I had to move to the bed. I don't know. I can't go over on the car. You know, around and stuff. It's back on. That always. I'll be able to hold it. Now, do that. I can do and I guess it's like it was pretty much. They got to worry about it. And, saw that and they realized, oh, really? And, front, you had steps that went like this. And I don't know that, well, and I don't know that there was another thing.